questions that we have here. So,
all right. I'll read it, and then Kyler will answer, or Andrew, if you have an input in it. Now, will a guy lie to you just to have his way with you? So, I suppose based on a guy's mindset, y'all would. So say if y'all guys. So let me go ahead and try to interpret this question. Say if y'all guys weren't Christians, y'all did what y'all want. Would you lie to your girlfriend in order to get what you want?
okay. Will a guy lie to a girl to, what was it? To have his way with her?
Yes. So, and then it gives us more details. So, will a guy lie to you just to have his way with you? Some girls will try to have sex with the boys even more persistently when the guy says no. Most of the time because they have very low self-esteem and they feel rejected instead of feeling valued and respected.
Okay, so will a guy lie to a girl just to have his way with her? Yes, guys will lie to girls to have their way with them. To be honest, guys are gonna do it. Now, of course, like when you're a Christian guy, it's no excuse. It's not like, well, he's Christian, he won't lie to you, but because we're all human. It's a part of, human nature is, we live in a sinful nature where we lie. We'll do anything we will to get with a girl, try to have sex, try to get the girl in bed, do anything. So guys will lie. You can't put it past any guy. Now, I don't do that. I don't do that. But I'm just saying, like I don't condone it, but I understand it. So but I do think that guys will lie. Now about
so based on that point, me being, say, if I was a girl, how would I avoid that if my boyfriend keeps on persisting me?
Okay. So
How
here.
would I avoid that, Kyler? Like, do I just tell her, hey, it's over, you're going to hell? Then I just go on. Like, what? Yeah, me as a woman, speaking theoretically, how would I avoid that?
Okay, so 75% of teenage girls only have sex because of peer pressure. They're only having sex because their boyfriends want them to. Okay, so these are the 75% of teenage girls that are having sex because of peer pressure, because the boyfriend is tempting them to do so. So you're saying, how should we respond?
Yes, how me as a woman respond to my boyfriend who I love, but he has a lustful problem.
He has a lust issue.
He has a lust issue.
I would pray for him.
Okay.
That was one thing that
pray for your man's.
Pray, yeah, because you have to be a praying wife, a praying girlfriend, whatever you are at the point. Pray for him, because he may have an issue with lust. Pray for him. Maybe you guys can go, seek counseling. Maybe probably like start reading the Bible together, and like, hey, okay, this is what the Bible says about sex. Now I know you want me, Tyrone. I get it, but wait, please wait. We can do that on our honeymoon, and then you start breaking things down to him. Maybe seek counseling, with a preacher or something like that. But that's my thoughts on how I would approach it. Andrew, you have anything?
All right.
But what if they break up with you right after you say no?
All right, girl, you don't want to have sex with me? All right, bye.
Well, that means that he never was into you. He was into what you had. Oh! Next question.
Okay.
Yeah, but...
Okay, Andrew, I want you to answer one. Okay, let's see. Okay, is it, so this is the topic of sex, and it does have to do with it as I'm reading the question. Is it wrong to masturbate? Is it wrong to masturbate? What are your thoughts about a woman or a man doing it on a daily basis? What are your thoughts? I mean, just things are so, is it wrong to masturbate?
So, from a biblical perspective, yes, it would be because it's a...
What?
It's anonymous. Go on.
Yes, because it's a sexual how do you say it?
Sexual immorality.
Immorality, and the Bible describes your body as like a temple, right? And every time you do it, it hurts. It's not okay. I mean, it's harmful to your body. In Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18 says, flee from sexual immorality. All other sins a person commits are outside the body. Whoever sins sexually sins against their own body. So, yes, in the Bible it does specifically say that sexual immorality, which masturbation is a sin, and it harms the body.
Okay, so this is a question here. I guess this was addressing it at you, Ariel, because it was like, are you saying that they put all caps? Are you saying that getting a divorce is unchristian? My mom fell in love with my dad during high school, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll let you answer the first question, and I'll go ahead and respond to his comment. So, I am not saying in any way, guys, after high school, then you can go ahead and start dating. But my dad and my uncle who was a pastor, my dad who was a pastor as well, my uncle said that whenever it was during his freshman year, love can start really soon. He was walking with the Lord at a young age, and he saw this beautiful woman that he said that he felt God spoke into his heart, that's going to be your wife. Guess what? They're married now. It's true. Love can happen in high school. Now, this misconception that I hear all the time that really frustrates me is, what's love? I never knew about that. You know, like, I suppose that's what the cool thing now, like, to do is, like, not having a sense of love for anyone. It's really not. But love, it can happen in high school, just as my uncle met his wife in the freshman year. Now, that was because they were both Christians. They were both walking on the way with God. But with my dad did a lot of stuff. My dad did drugs, my dad did alcohol, my dad did a lot of stuff. And guess what? My dad married a woman who was a Christian. And guess what? They got married not in high school, but they met each other during high school year. So love can be true in high school year. But that doesn't not mean, hey, since God already told me I'm going to marry you, girl, let's go ahead and get it on tonight. No, that's not necessarily like that. So it is okay to wait, and love is true in high school as long as you know, and you have the standards, as I taught the ladies and men as well.
Okay, so right here they wanted to know about what is it unchristian to get a divorce?
Yeah. Okay. So my response to that, from the biblical perspective. So, what I said earlier, that in Genesis it says that for this reason a man will leave, so man will leave his father and mother, be united to his wife, and they become one flesh. So when you get married, you're one flesh. And so yes, in the Bible it does say that divorce is not recommended at all. It's not okay to get divorced, but there are some exceptions. If you, in Matthew chapter 19 verse 9, it says one of those exceptions, and it says sexual immorality on the part of one spouse, like adultery, is an exception to that. Now, this is not condoning getting divorced just because your spouse commits adultery. At that point, you seek or pray for them and try to work it out, because a marriage, God wants a marriage to be lifelong, and man and woman to be one. So obviously, he does not condone getting a divorce unless things cannot be worked out. Another example of this, or another exception, would be domestic abuse. If your spouse keeps abusing you, and at that point, again, you're going to pray for them, you're going to seek help. But if it keeps continuing, at that point, then you can get a divorce.
So somebody here wants to know, are people born gay? I want to answer that question. With an answer, no. I do not believe that people are born gay, due to the fact that the Bible says that people are created, that God created us in His image. And of course, we don't have a God that's gay, so I just hate to put that out there. But we did a message one time about homosexuality, and we started to, I wanted to look at, I was the one that taught the message, so I looked at things from like a different perspective. Instead of just jumping on gay people like you're gonna go to hell, all that stuff. Let's go back. Let's try to see things from their perspective. There's a lot of different things that contribute to someone becoming a homosexual, whether that is being cross-dressed, during their childhood. Their rape can be a factor in it. False identity. They can believe that they're gay, but a lot of people believe that they're gay, and they haven't even had any have engaged in any homosexual acts, I should say. So like you think you're gay, but you've never even been in a relationship with another guy or been intimate with another guy or just doing anything like that with the same sex. So no, you are not born gay. You have to, of course, the enemy will of course try to mess with your mind. He will lie to you, try to convince you that that you're a girl, that you're a boy, and you're a girl, stuff like that. He'll try to lie to you, and then there you go, believing the lies, because the Bible says faith comes by hearing. So whatever it is that you're hearing, whatever it is you're allowing to get to your mind, to your ear gates, you're gonna start believing it, and then bam, you start to fall for it. So no, nobody is born gay. I guess we could say it's a process that you will go through, of course. I don't know. I hope I answered the question correctly, but no, people are not born gay. What if my boyfriend won't follow Jesus?
That towards me?
Yeah, you can answer that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one. So of course, I'm pretty sure everyone in here is thinking, pray for my man. But one thing that I would suggest is if you are a devoted Christian trying to follow Jesus and your boyfriend just like, hey, I really don't want this whole Jesus thing into our relationship. How come we can't just be us two? And if he is having that mindset, give him reasons that I would suppose is that you would give him reasons on why following Jesus into the relationship is going to be much better than without having him. Now, one of those reasons would be it's going to last longer, that's for sure. They will both be following something. Y'all know that phrase, relationship goals, but what's the biggest one out there is following Jesus together. I believe that would be the best one, is if y'all both are on the same page and committed to following one God, which is Jesus, it will be much better and long lasting. And so whenever y'all guys do fight and do get into arguments, y'all will know that Jesus will go ahead and work it out for better. Both of y'all, that y'all love will expand due to that. So if your boyfriend won't follow Jesus, I would suppose go to do some research and give him a why. Whenever Jesus is in our relationship, is going to be much better than those other couples out there who are doing their own thing and not having basic principles. They aren't doing as well as we would be doing if you follow Jesus, babe. Okay. So that would be one. Okay, so this is a personal question. I'm on Twitter, and I see a lot of people that post these pictures, like of them and their, like there would be like a picture like of a girl and a boy, like in a bed, and it's nothing sexual, but they'll just be like just lying down, and they'll be reading the Bible, and somebody said, "Do you guys think this is a date?" Question mark. And people will go in the comment section and they'll be like, yeah, I think it's a date. My question with that, and so they're like, yeah, it's a date, or yeah, why wouldn't it be a date? Like y'all together, I'm with my girl, it's a date. So my question is, if we invited, a girl in here, and had her in here, free snacks, message, y'all still be learning the Bible, would that be considered a date?
Yes.
No.
I believe in this.
Okay, anyways, the real question here is...
Wait, going back to that, but they were on the bed reading the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think what Kyle's trying to say, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be at a
Right,
restaurant.
but still, if you don't put yourself in that situation either, but we're reading the Bible. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though you're both Christians and you're like, but we were doing this, but you're still putting yourself in a situation you should not be in. You should always be with a group or under supervision of an adult.
Oh, and one thing that that has came to my life was I knew this girl, she liked me, and she knew that I was not religious, but I did follow Jesus. And she was like, hey, we should